button, and I
Click.
guess we should be
Well,
okay. It is. We're
yeah.
live now. I just need
We're
to
live
fix
now?
some. Yeah, so it's still latency, so we should be seeing it on our second screens. If you're checking that. Yeah. I can
Yes,
see
we are
it. So
live.
we are live.
Except you have to switch away. There's the same thing.
Yeah,
that,
I know.
Oh, yes,
There is
perfect.
the delay.
We are live.
Okay. Hello.
Excellent. Hello, everybody.
Everyone.
Let's start
Hello.
by introducing ourselves, right? So let's start with me, because I'm already talking. I'm Jānis, and I'm one of the designers of Iron Forest. Who wants to go next?
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Go,
I'm Reinis. I'm also one of the designers for the game.
This is gonna be
Okay.
a repeatable thing. Egils, who are you?
Yes, I'm Egils, and I'm also one of the designers of ICECOOL and Iron Forest.
Who will break this cycle? Edgars, who are you?
Well, kind of same. I'm Edgars, one of the 4 Brian Gomez's, one of the 4 personalities.
Cool.
Just so to kind of put the pieces together, if anyone was wondering.
And let me guess, Reinis Pētersons, you're also one of the Brian Gomez's.
Yes, I'm Reinis also, but I'm not a designer. I'm an artist on this project.
Okay, wow, at least some change of pace here. Okay, welcome to our Ask Me Anything, which we're going to talk about anything. And please, write your questions in the chat, and we'll just try to answer those questions. And but first, to warm up, let's everyone ask everyone else one question, just anything. So let's say, Edgars, can you start? Ask me anything, or us. Ask. Shouldn't have
Oh,
been
Egils
ask.
left.
Egils,
Okay, he's
I
good.
wasn't prepared for anything.
Too shy.
Sorry, yeah,
Well,
my connection got lost.
No problem.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, you're back. We can hear you.
okay, just a very simple question, games related. This regarding the games we have done with dexterity. Jānis, what is your other favorite dexterity game?
Okay, so not from what we have
Not
done,
ICECOOL, not Iron Forest, yeah.
and not ICECOOL 2 as well, right?
Yeah.
And by dexterity, do you mean the tabletop dexterity or any kind of dexterity game?
No, let's talk tabletop games.
Okay.
Tabletop games. Oh, that's a very good question. I have to turn my head and look at. You know what? I'm just gonna. First thing that came to my mind is going to be Loop and Louis.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Loop and Louis is one of my all-time favorite dexterity games. It's just super simple. It's very old. It's just a simple plane going around and around. You're just flicking it up, and it goes up and down, up and down. Still love it after all these years, and I even let my kids play it sometimes. So
Yeah, I played it yesterday.
really, wow,
Yeah.
very coincidence. But everyone answer this question, please.
Yeah.
So
Well, I actually like the 4-player class because 2-player is just not that interesting to me, but 4-player one I like a lot. I haven't played it a lot, but once when I played it, I liked it a lot. So
cool.
Well,
I played it
class
with you and I lost, and so I didn't like it that much. But Egils, what's your favorite?
Clask is definitely, yeah. Clask is the one. And Rhino Hero. I haven't played the Super Battle, but Rhino Hero is one that kids enjoy as well.
And now, Reinis, it's your turn. You've been probably like, I haven't played many games.
Oh no, I have ICECOOL 1 and ICECOOL 2.
But,
and also,
Oh, he can choose them, yeah.
yes.
Although
So,
he's the
yeah, I
artist,
like it.
so it's cool.
Yes, we sometimes play it with kids. So,
Buy it.
yeah.
Okay, cool. I wonder who of us plays Ice School the most. Because I don't play it
anymore.
anymore. I've played it.
Well,
I think I've played it now.
Well,
I
but
don't play it, so
but
I played it with my youngest son today.
Wow, you're super prepared. You played Ice School, you played Super Louis. Did you play Classic as well? Wow.
But to be fair, Iron Forest for us, like if you would play with adults and not with kids, Iron Forest will definitely replace High School for you, because it just gives you much more to do, and it's you have more variety
not
on.
like I always want a lot more to do. To be honest,
True,
there's always a
true,
place
true.
for the simple game.
Yeah, Yeah. Oh no, that is actually true.
Yeah,
But
but it already has replaced ICECOOL for me. Just wanted to quickly add. Go ahead, Egils.
no, I just was wondering, did we say that we are awaiting questions from anyone who's watching us?
I did, and the only thing that we got was Arthur's said good evening. Is it a good
Oh,
question?
great.
There was an exclamation mark
good
at the
evening.
end, so I guess that's
It's a
already an
great
answer.
evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So got not a question. Arthur's, you have to put question marks at the end of your question, so we know it's a question. But anyways, so what I suggest, we can either go through some of the questions people have asked us in the comments, or maybe some of you guys have other questions about anything.
Well, I want to ask you a silly, well, not a silly one, but what do you
Yeah.
think about the campaign so far? Kickstarter campaign.
I think it's going fantastic. Well, at least it started definitely super fantastic. I'm super excited. It's our first campaign, right? So
Yeah, it is exciting.
it is very exciting. When we launched it, when we pushed the launch back button, for the first like 2 hours, I was like trembling and couldn't talk normally. I don't know why. I said that the last time I was so nervous was when my third child was born. So.
So
my
so
wife
this is
was
your
asleep.
fourth child.
Yeah, so in a way, I guess, if we measure the level of stress, yeah. But all in all, it's exciting. I think it's going great. I think we're gonna pick up pace, and I think we're gonna unlock more stretch goals. But I'm directly involved with this the most from
Yeah.
you all. So
Yeah,
what do you
I'm.
guys think from the side?
Yeah,
Maybe
from one part, I'm a bit jealous that you do a lot of work in the live, and so you get to talk with other people. Well, I mean, I guess I could do that as well, but I don't want to step on your toes and everything. And you're doing excellent job, so I'm happy that you're coordinating our messages with comments and everything. And yeah, there have been some really great comments, so that's what I'm. One of the things I really enjoyed. In from the campaign that I didn't expect that there would be so many cool things to notice and yeah.
cool. Okay, we do have a question. Let's just pounce on these real quick when they have, and then we'll go back to us just talking. Okay? Or do we want to finish this? Okay, Edgars, you started. Just finish it. The question.
Just finished. No, I just wanted to say I was lucky enough for the first few hours to be away of the computer, so I kind of already joined afterwards when it was going. So like, the initial stress was spared for me.
I think that is lucky. Yeah, I'm looking back at how I felt first 2 hours. Definitely. But Reinis, sorry, Egils, I jumped over you.
No.
I just wanna ask
No,
Reinis.
do. Yeah.
Because he's just like basically drew all these things, and then he's like, oh, so that's what you're using these for, right? It's like, so what do you think what we've done with all your art? Is it good?
Yeah. I also was thinking about campaign, as your question was. I also was really surprised and happy that it was it met the funding goal so quickly, and so that's very encouraging to look that people are really responding and positively, and the game and this whole idea, the world that's created, it clicks with so many people's imaginations. So yeah, that's very rewarding to see that this work that we've done for such a long time is now coming to some results. Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah, definitely. A long time is a good thing to add here. This project has been in the making for 3 years, 4 years.
Well, idea came to, I think, about 4 years ago, but I guess 2 or 3 years we have been developing it. And of course, Reinis has done, incredible job of illustrating all the world, which kind of opens this imagination and the nice artwork and the nice personalities we have there.
Yeah. We have received a lot of positive feedback on the artwork. One person actually said, "Can we get a third level? Because I just love the art so much, so I have more stuff on top." Yeah, so that's definitely. This game wouldn't be as awesome as it is without the art you've created.
thank
On
you.
the very top, like there will be like the sixth level, which is just like 1 by 1 inch, where you kind of have to shoot yourself or whatever.
And there's just room for like very little. Okay, Jew is asking. He's sitting there with a non-gamer. How would you explain sell Iron Forest to her? That's a tricky one. Non-gamer, and how could we sell? Or
Well,
just...
I guess one of the sales points we can use are the same for the ICECOOL, that it's not your typical game where you sit down and then for hours look at cards and do some schemes and so on. You actually, when playing either ICECOOL or Iron Forest, you don't really sit down. You move around the table. It's quite dynamic and fast, and your turns, I would say, well, normally they're quite satisfying because you get to do always something, and hopefully you do well. But yeah, there is a bit of practice, I guess, at some point needed.
Well, I think it's a very simple game. Well, kind of the base. Well, I think it doesn't look like. I think from the size and from the maybe also the cover, but it is a simple and fun game.
Yeah, and all the information.
Well, the rules are like very simple, and you can start playing immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all the information is visible, so there is like no scheming. You don't, if you don't understand something, you can always ask someone else to explain how this will work and so on. So there are no issues on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, it's like within the teams, so you kind of always have someone to back you up anyway.
Unless you're playing 1 versus 1, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
Then you can call.
Then you're playing 1 versus 1. Then you went into it like that anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Reinis Pētersons, do you wanna add? How would you sell the game
To a non-gamer.
Yeah, like I actually like to hear your pitch since you drew the artwork and you weren't involved much in the mechanisms. But yeah, if a friend of yours found out that there's the campaign going on, it was like, oh, I heard you drew for this game. What is it all about? Where should I get it?
Mhm.
No pressure.
No, there has been situations like you described,
Yeah.
but usually the people I've been talking to, they know already ICECOOL, so it's easy comparison. So that I can say that okay, it's like ICECOOL, but it's completely different. Like the guys have built different game on top of these mechanics, and there's so much more to do. And yeah, that's the most understandable way to explain. But yeah,
Okay, so the easiest way to explain this game is if everybody knows ICECOOL, then you just say it's like ICECOOL, just different,
in a way,
but the
yeah.
same. Okay.
But before
ahead.
we continue with questions, maybe shall we agree or on what Reinis
Draws?
Pētersons? Yeah.
Surprise, right?
Or
We're
if
gonna
we-
draw something. We actually didn't mention this, but this is a surprise. Okay. Well, like we talked before, there's a mention of like penguin mechs, right? So maybe that's the direction Reinis could try to go in, right?
Yeah, that's an interesting theme to explore. So
Yeah, definitely. Okay. The next question is: have you had an idea about the next game you're going to make?
Countless ideas.
Yes. I also wanted my first thought was, okay, how do I narrow this down?
But the question is, well, is the question individually, or is the question?
I think
with
it's
You
your
can
group?
answer
as
both.
for
Yeah.
as a group.
Yeah.
Obvious pattern is making Iron Forest 2 that you can combine with Iron Forest 1 and can play up to 8 people on like 7 floors and things like that, right? That's like the obvious pattern we have got here. And since we had in ICECOOL 2+1, we had sliding boxes, then now we have elevators, right? Going like up and down. It's not a promise, I'm just speculating here. Not necessarily the next game. But, well, I'll quickly answer. I love the universe. I'd like to do the game in this universe. Not necessarily a flicking or dexterity game, but just the game in this world. but go ahead, guys. You can answer as a group or individually. What kind of type of game would you like to make?
Okay, I can go.
Go.
Well, multiple things. I mean, as already people in the comments mentioned, their ideas where could be taking this further, and most of them pretty much overlapped with already things we have discussed, like doing also that it's more of a campaign in some cases, so that there could be an expansion for like a campaign, more story driven and more with more consequences between your plays and so on, and more personalization of the mecha individual like of their gameplays and then, but that would be for this game. Obviously, I also agree with you that as we are quite in the early stages of this universe, then there are so many directions we can take this, and it's at the moment it's always, I mean, it's very exciting, and you kind of need to pinpoint what would be the best course of action to go with.
But I think we are not actively having any specific ideas or projects. I think it has been like too much into this to have any time to already be working on something, like working. It will come.
Yeah, that is unfortunate that there isn't enough hours in the day to work on all the ideas that we have.
Yeah.
Skip sleep, duh.
Yeah.
You can for a while, but that's something you can't do perpetually, sadly. Like you said, in a way, we did this project for a very long time, and we wanted to see the feedback, to see if, and the feedback is good. So clearly, there's going to be something else in the future. Maybe again, nothing I say here is a promise.
Disclaimer.
Yes.
Disclaimer. Yeah.
Anyone, not only you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't take. If anyone promises something.
No promises are given this
But yeah, outside Iron Forest, there's also other game ideas that we have been bouncing around, and also some of them are with ICECOOL and other stuff. So there is probably going to be something in our flicking system coming out at some point when we get around to it. Hopefully sooner than later, but yeah.
Hopefully. And Ju also asked who came up with the universe and the story behind the game, and is there more story we can expect? I'm gonna say yes on this, even though I said there's no promises, right? So I can say anything I want from there on.
Well, yeah, more story there will be.
Yeah,
that is
but
true.
Obviously it actually came like piece by piece. I wouldn't say it's like a group effort, right? I wouldn't say anybody like came up. It's just we thought, okay, we need 2 floors. Then what are 2 floors, and so on and so on. Just came up with. Plus, for example, me, I super like anthropomorphic animals. So
Yep. I think for us, I hope we aren't at this stage where animals are overused like some other themes, because we really like this theme personally. That's also my favorite theme in games, and well, one of them, aside the cyberpunk and cosmic horror. But yeah, maybe we'll get to do that kind of game as well at some point. But yeah, animals is something that we like, and the anthropomorphic ones especially.
Yeah, especially.
Well, because you can give them characteristics more, because if you look at like the basic rabbit or a basic hedgehog, okay, they have their expressions, but it's easier for us to relate if they're more human-sized and with I don't know.
Cool.
They can definitely do more.
Yeah. They can.
With the thumbs and everything.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest excitement is about I think unlimited possibilities that Iron Forest gives to kind of physical and tactile things that could be implemented in the game, and giving the fact of the second floor, yeah, and like kind of having like seeing right now that the game is going to be printed for sure. I am very excited to kind of get together and already think forward what to, and you know that I have some ideas that have been um, um,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
continue. Yeah, please do.
uh,
Let the world know.
yeah,
Well, there will be some exciting stuff, hopefully.
definitely.
Yeah, but does anyone actually remember if at the early stages of that was very very long ago? How did actually we land on the Meccas? Because I think was animals first and Meccas after, or was it the other way around? Or because I don't really recall.
That is a very good question.
Yeah,
What I do recall is we wanted to put like miniatures on top of
yeah, yeah. We
on top
wanted
of
something
the
detailed and something. Yeah,
yeah. We thought, okay, well, penguins from high school kind of are miniatures, right?
yeah.
Just not very detailed. But yeah, I remember miniatures. But
I'm kind of 90% sure it came really at the same time. I
could
think it
be.
was maybe even one discussion
Same year.
same year, definitely. Maybe even same month. That Meccas and okay, but what kind of them? And I think Mecca was first anyway. How fast did it get to animal type? That's a bit of a different question.
yeah,
But the history is the records are silent on this one.
yeah, that was a while ago, definitely. Yeah. I do remember that when we were looking for the art style, one of the inspirations was the Flying City of Laputa, the cartoon from Ghibli. At least I remember I pushing it as an inspiration. Maybe that's why I remember it, because it was my idea. But do you guys remember that?
No.
Of course.
Let me try to check if I didn't mess anything up with the live stream. Oh, but I think I didn't. Okay, it's fine. It
No,
should be fine. It should be
Everything's working out. Yes, thank
Very
you
good.
for putting Reinis bigger.
Ah, you
I
can
like
also
his
see
drawing.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It. Oh, okay. I was like, when Reinis started drawing this, I was like, "Where's the penguin in there?" Now I see.
Now you. That's a motor chain penguin.
Yeah, pink tank.
Don't want to meet this guy.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
big on the road.
There's a question from Arthur's. He really liked the bomb stretch goal, and if there are any other pieces for the launcher, sign me up. But do we have any other plans for additional pieces, minis to launch? Well, all I can say, Arthurs, is we'll find out in 6,000. When we reach 6 more thousand, then you'll know if there is or isn't. There is.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Spoilers, yeah, there is. Soon we will reveal that. Yeah, Elin says the drawing is awesome. Now that I see that it's penguin, I totally agree. Before I thought it was just a tank. But
Why would it be?
but now I can see it's a tank. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I do have another question for you guys, and this is gonna be again away from the Iron Forest, because it's anything, right? Whenever I'm gonna ask that. What kind of TV series do you watch? What's the last TV series you watched that was really good? I need to ask this because I'm out of what to watch, and I watched Squid Game, so don't know for that. Unless you don't watch TV. Which
Well,
is
I
fine.
mean, okay. Sorry.
Go ahead. Edgars.
I'm the boring one, so I'll start. Because I almost never watch them. I do watch occasionally, and lately there were two that I watched occasionally.
Okay.
Because Well, the first one was the one that I was actually expecting and waiting for. It was the Wheel of Time because I have read the series.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
So I was really excited to see the series as well, like the movie series. But it was like it was eight episodes, and now I have to wait like for 2 years for the next season or so.
But did you like it?
Yes, it strays quite far away from the books occasionally, and at least hardcore fans in Facebook are not happy.
When are they ever, really?
Yeah, well, I wasn't so attached to like the plot in general, so I'm kind of fine-ish. The last episode maybe went through too far, but let's see how they continue in the second season. But let's say for someone who hasn't read it or doesn't care, it's like really good. It's like quite a nice piece of fantasy. And then, as I had bought Amazon Prime for 1 month, I wanted to spend it, so we watched The Good Omens, based on Pratchett game.
Yeah.
It's only
I've-
6 episodes. Was really entertaining.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch Wheel of Time because, well, okay, unless you say it's straying from the book, then I might because the books were long.
No, but that's the point. What people are complaining about, that a lot of stuff is kind of shortened to like bring it to the. So as I say, if you found the books like just too wordy, too long, and some characters maybe too annoying, it's kind of it's just got rid of, and the season series is a lot more condensed.
Okay. Cool.
So
Attack on Titans is the one that
Oh.
I watched last, but
What?
Nice.
Really? Wow.
well, yeah, well,
Did
I
your
was
daughter
forced
make you?
by my
Yeah.
daughter, yeah.
Wow.
That's what I thought.
Well,
But
but
it's a good one.
I didn't finish. Yeah, I didn't.
It's a really
finish,
good one.
sorry. Oh,
That's
yeah.
it's one of those where I prefer the anime better than the manga because action animes are well if you watch the comic then it's sometimes the lines. I mean, I don't understand how he moves there. It's the drawing style is a bit weird. I mean, you can't draw action that good as you can show it in like an anime, at least in my eyes. So I really enjoyed it there.
Cool.
And my
But-
series also actually can piggyback on animated stuff, which is by far the best thing I have ever seen for many years is Arcane, the League of Legends animated series, and
I
it's
approve.
the visuals are gorgeous, the characters, all the plot. I mean everything it has. It's like the strongest 10 out of 10 I have had in many years. So yeah.
Well, we watched it with our kids, and my kids were like, "What? It doesn't end at the end of season one?" A little bit of spoilers, but not much because everybody knows season two.
Yeah.
So we're like, "What? When's season two coming out?" So, but yeah, we really enjoyed the whole family those a lot as well. Yeah.
Yes. Really good series. It's called Primal, with from Gendy Tartakovsky. It's excellent mini series. There's no text. It's about this prehistoric man who gets befriends this dinosaur and how they struggle through these prehistoric times together.
Nice.
It's very heavy metal influenced, but there's so good animation and lots of action, and yeah, I totally would recommend it.
Wow, I didn't. How did I not know
Primal,
this?
yes, Primal.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. 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 It is. I'm just looking up again. The Tartakovsky. Yeah. I love Samurai Jack and Dexter's
Oh,
Laboratory.
yeah.
I mean, those when I was a kid, definitely. Samurai Jack probably still holds up now, but Dexter's Laboratory was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Cool. Yeah. I'd like to think I follow pop culture, but I do miss things from time to time.
well,
Okay.
you can't follow everything. I mean, it's just
What do you
we
mean?
are overloaded with content everywhere.
What do you mean?
Well, skip sleep then.
I'll try. I'll start skipping this and watch Primal tonight. But okay, I'll shamelessly want to promote one. Oh, that's not even mine. Why is it shamelessly? But Ted Lasso, highly suggest. If I had the same feelings for Ted Lasso that you did for Arcane, Reinis, I just wow, It's amazing. It's like I wouldn't say it's a sitcom. I'd say it's like a dramedy. But it's about American football coach who's asked to go to UK to coach a football team there, and it's funny, it's sad, it's just it's life. It's just life.
What's the name again? Sorry.
Ted Lasso. It's just 2 seasons, and episodes are not very long, but very heartwarming and heartfelt TV series. I really liked them. Okay, now I have something to watch, but after the stream. Anyway, Jew is asking how many Meccas has Reinis drawn that are still waiting for a game to show up. That's a question to you, Reinis.
No, the finished ones are in the game right now. But of course, in the process, there were other directions we were exploring, but those were left in a sketch stage.
Yeah. I wonder if we have published any of the earlier design directions, because at first I remember we wanted to incorporate like the roundness of the mechanical piece and also the visual. So early prototypes in the drawings were all with the round spheres that they roll on.
Yeah.
And that I liked it, yeah. But I guess this direction is more versatile. We can do more various stuff and go in.
Yeah.
We can just showcase all of them better.
Definitely, yeah. But I think that question is also was kind of like, Reinis, have you drawn any not this game related, but just any robots or mechas that are still waiting for a game, like generally?
Yeah, sure. I liked the giant robot theme from childhood. I think I was, I don't know, 8 maybe, and I saw the first Japanese animation film, and it was called the Ghost Ship, the Flying Ghost Ship. Maybe it's 70s film, and there is one episode when giant robot comes out flying of the ocean and attacks the city. And what's interesting, it's the first job of this Miyazaki artist who's later founded this Ghibli studio.
Oh, really?
When he started to work in animation, that was his first big on-screen job to design this robot. So from that time I was hooked.
Cool.
So I'm also really glad to work on this project. I had a chance to draw giant robots, so it's super nice.
Cool. Yeah. But you do have some mechas that you've drawn and you're like, man, if this could be put in or let's not say just a game, maybe in a book. Do you have things like I'd like, or it's mostly like when you order something to draw, then you draw and then don't do a lot of outside sketching, drawing?
It depends. I don't have really much this personal projects piled up which are waiting to be printed, but I have this unfinished and ideas which I had started to draw and later put off, maybe to do with it something later. But there are some.
Cool. Let us know if you need a game for those.
Okay.
We're interested.
Okay.
Arthurs is asking, what's the name of the mecha that Reinis is currently drawing?
Well, yeah.
Let's wait for suggestions.
Yeah.
You
can definitely
please suggest in the comments here, or you can suggest on the project. What do you think this would be called?
Because I guess whenever we are coming up with names, it's always a lot of discussion. Sometimes you come up with a name that's really that characterizes the mecha very well, either by theme or by other mechanical parts or something like that. But many times it is a struggle to come up with a good and catchy name, and we not always disagree with. We always have to check with what kind of what other people will think when they hear the name, because well, none of us are native English speakers, and so we also not always know everyone's culture, and so there might be, I don't know, a popular product in your country with that kind of name or something like that that we don't actually know. So we have to always look it up and see if there's no other strong associations with any name. And so yeah, it always amazes me how you can, well, how when I just start playing a new game or reading something, and then there is all these names of all the locations and all the characters, and I'm like, if I would have to come up with that many names, it would be really tough.
Arthur is suggesting Prowler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice Prowler.
Well, it could be something with ice. Yeah. I wonder, what do you call these snowmobiles, or
You call them snowmobiles.
I guess.
Yeah, I think it's self-explanatory in a name.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andres is asking, you're bringing up ICECOOL everywhere. Is Iron Forest developed to be kids game as well? Can you say which player demographics you had in your mind?
Well, we have mentioned a lot that iSchool was not intended to be a kids game, actually, as well.
Yeah, it's a
And-
huge misunderstanding. I'm sorry, but
Yes. We will give all the awards back because it was, but
but continue, Egils.
yeah.
No. But well, my 7-year-old loves Iron Forest, and I think we have playtested with a couple more 7, 8, 9-year-olds, and everyone has enjoyed it and is asking, kind of, when can I get the game to play again?
Yeah, I guess there is like no big ceiling for age limitations. It's mostly, I guess, some of the components will be in English, so I bet if you can translate it for your child, then it's also fine. But yeah, otherwise, there is a bit of height requirement, that you might need ladders for your child to see the second floor if he's really small or she is small. But otherwise,
Yeah, should this be the first game where you have to add height requirement on the box?
On the box, yeah, maybe we should. Yeah.
Must be this tall to play this game.
But I think it's not as much children's game as ICECOOL anyway. It's still
Yeah,
more
definitely.
complex.
yeah.
Yes.
And I think there is a difference that ICECOOL you kind of can have the kids definitely play by themselves. Iron Forest, maybe
I
if they're
think you can.
experienced.
Yeah. I think after like 1 or 2 sessions, you can definitely have them play on their own as well, because they will, most of the times, they will remember what the card does, even if they don't necessarily can read the English text. Or
Well, there's still the missions, and
yeah, but
This setup, yeah.
I
but it
know,
takes-
but many times, at least when I've seen kids play, they don't always like to follow rules anyway. So if they don't understand something, they will probably just house rule it and will be totally fine
Yes.
with it anyway.
That is the biggest
Kids
advantage.
do not
kids
have a problem with that.
Yeah, they're like
well,
just
in that retrospect, any game is a kid's game. So.
Yeah, I know.
yes, that is very good. Yes, my kids can take any of these games on the shelf, and I have no problems of playing them. And then I have to ask them, so what rules are you playing for? And they're like, oh, they roll their eyes. Obviously, the biggest card wins. Come on. I'm like, but how do you? It's so they can't explain it to me, but it's also obvious to them. They're like, how do you? I want to play. Tell me the rules. Like, no, come on.
But
Seriously, your kids have played all of the games?
No. They could. I mean, if they don't know the rules, they could sit down and just play, and they kind of know the rules. They're not the real rules, obviously. They're their own rules,
Yeah.
house rules. But yeah, jumping on what you said about kids liking this game. Yes, something about these robots and just the universe really appeals to the younger kids. I hope, like Reinis Pētersons said, his inspiration was this one cartoon where this big mecha jumps out of the lake, and he was hooked. I hope this game is going to be for them. And then, like in 10 or 20 years, somebody's going to say, "Did you know that this was one of the first projects where Reinis Pētersons drew Meccas, and now he has these big projects there?" That'd be really cool. But yeah, my kids also like Meccas. My daughter actually has a background of her favorite is Boo Ball. No, this could be a good question. Her favorite is Boo Ball, the all mecha. But which ones are yours, Edgars? Which one's your favorite mecha?
Why do you choose me first for this question always?
Sorry. Okay, Reinis.
Because because we should explain maybe because
Well,
the
I
last
have a
name.
close connection to the Bibit.
Yeah, well, do explain why.
It fits
Yeah.
my surname.
Oh, your surname is Bibit?
Close enough, yeah. The Latvian version of it.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. But that would be cool
This
surname.
is-
But I also like it.
This is
Even if it wasn't, I think I'd still like it quite a lot.
I think I'm gonna change your contact info in my phone to Bibit now. I think I'm gonna call you Bibit from now on.
I'm fine with that.
You're okay with that? That's cool. I would have
But
done
you
it
just
anyway,
have
but it's cool.
Mr. before it.
Oh, that's actually even cooler. Yeah. So I can tell apart which time I'm talking about the mecha and which time I'm talking about you, about Bibit or
Very
Mr. Bibit.
practical.
Cool. So Egils, you already showed yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me it's really tough to say because when Edgar said it's a Bibit, I'm like, yeah, that's a good one. When Jānis, you said in another video that we made that it's Shield, I'm like, yeah, that's also a good one. When Egil showed the Spike, I'm like, yeah, I like that one as well a lot. So I'm not sure if I can say just one
Just pick
because
So let's hypothetical situation. You walk out of your house and there's a parking lot and there's like 8 mechas, and the person I can give you keys to one.
okay,
Which one is it gonna be?
I would go with the Hedgehog as well. Then I think.
It's more practical on our streets, right?
Yeah.
So Spike, but Reinis Pētersons, which one's yours favorite from all?
It's hard to say.
You
Jānis,
can't
which is your
take-
favorite child?
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy. The youngest.
Not fair question.
Not even a choice. Yeah, you can't pick Spike because Reinis already had the keys for it and he drove away. So there's 7 left.
Okay. I think I also like this yellow Bibit, which is on a cover. Yes.
On the cover.
I guess it
This-
was the
this,
first one.
Yeah. We spent most of the time with them. Maybe that's
right.
why we got attached.
Cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Most tend to like the animal ones. I think I'm the only one that has mentioned the non-animal one. Of all the people, I haven't asked many people, but of all the people I have, usually people like take the animal ones because nobody
They're
like.
the good guy.
Yeah.
Well, we had quite a
Yeah,
argument with Jānis about how we want to take this in the flavor, because in the early stages of development, Jānis was also always calling so the bad guys and the good guys, and I'm like, no, they're both good guys. It's just the perspective. We don't want to see this that one side are the good guys and one is the bad guys. They both have justified reasons for what they're conflicting about. So.
But they're still bad guys. It's
It
just
depends
easier
on
to
who you
explain for
ask.
kids.
But I
Like for
know.
kids, there's always black and white.
Well,
It's very
but
hard to
sometimes
explain.
kids might not want to play with like the bad guys. Or some might, but yeah.
I'm still scared how my 2 youngest sons enjoy Joker. Like, I'm Joker, and just run around and stab toys. Should I be worried?
No,
It's
that's
just
a
a phase,
phase.
right? Whew, okay. I thought so.
But the new Joker, right? The Phoenix one.
No cartoon ones.
I
They
know,
haven't
I
seen
know.
those yet. Too soon. Especially since they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, Andres is asking, are we planning to release ICECOOL penguins in this softer, less painful material? And how softer material changes behavior of the game pieces?
Yes, we are planning to do that, and that might be happening next year.
But I guess
I
it will
think we should
depend
do-
on the region of the sales market. But yeah, so we can't say right away.
Well, we're definitely working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how it changes? Well, we haven't printed out any penguin in rubber yet, in the other material, but the biggest advantage is that it should not hurt your finger.
We all lost Egils or just me?
Yes, we all lost Egils.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I can continue that the other advantage, which is actually maybe the bigger advantage, I would say, is that it shouldn't break if it falls down to the floor. Because if you would like throw a normal mini, and if it's quite detailed, it might break. Then a softer material, it will bend and not break, like the.
Yeah. And that kind of answers also the question about does it act differently? So it does. It's easier to jump. It's just first of all, it's easier to flick it since it's soft, and it doesn't hurt your fingers as much. But it also becomes more bouncy, so it's easier to jump with them. You don't need as much strength as you did with the. But otherwise, there was also a question in the comments in the Kickstarter. Does the size and like the shape of the mechs affect flicking? And well, I already answered, but let's just
So what? I
talk
don't
through
know
it.
what you answered, but
I answered that it doesn't really, and we've played so many times. I wouldn't say that well, that doesn't much, like not by much. You're not gonna feel super different if you like flick the shield, or you flick the drone, or you flick the rabbit, unless you're jumping, just the normal flicking. I wouldn't say it affects like drastically.
well,
But
you
it's
you
because it's
talk like
still
such an
not
amateur.
it's
No.
still such a small difference. It's still a like small figure with just nuances when it comes to the technical part.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, once you have played 1,000 games and become professional, as Reinis said, then of course every nuance matters. Like in the 2027 World Championships.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But like for the basic things, they all do feel quite. You will not have to specifically learn for a piece, some kind of tactic. Well, for when we had the previous launcher, then there was a tactic you needed to learn with one of them. But with this launcher, there is nothing like that.
No, they all yeah, pretty much.
But what I could say is that because that's also a question that I've seen in for ICECOOL, that when you flick, sometimes some people want to turn the piece a little bit, so it's easier for them to flick it, because you might not want to hit on the nose, or you want on the side, and so for some pieces in this with these Meccas, you also there is like the side if you want to flick on the top side of it, not on the bottom, because on the bottom it doesn't matter on which side, but on the top side if you want to flick, then for Bubo example it will matter if you flick on the wing or if you flick from the side. But I guess with the gameplay that we currently have, you shouldn't be doing that much flicks on the top side of the piece. That's also one thing that we see a lot of entry-level players do, I don't know how to explain it, but there is an easy way how to do the flicks, and I think we will try to explain it a lot in all the tutorials as well on dice that we're planning to do, because that's one of the really crucial things to learn how to flick the piece well. Yes, like Jānis is showing on the bottom.
Yeah, that's Mitchell is on the comments also saying that they learn to flick softly, and actually, yeah, it's actually that's a good question. Is it still flicking if I like push it, or should I like where does it become a shove from a flick?
If your contact with the penguin exceeds 0.4 seconds, then it's already a show.
Got it.
If it's
Well,
up
should-
to 0.4, then it's a flick.
Okay. Phew. Then I've been flicking all this time.
It
not
is like
showing.
from volleyball, right, Edgars?
Yeah, of course. Pretty much same rule applies.
But really, is it?
No, but I guess in volleyball there is some kind
Well,
of
in
the when
volleyball,
you do the thing.
Well, the judge, I guess,
Well,
is
it's by the
one.
judge, yeah. So.
Yeah. So I guess he doesn't go. He can't time that little amount. But yeah, I guess it needs to be called. Maybe when
It's
ICECOOL
the
becomes.
matter of feeling in your heart.
No, I've been flicking all this time. I've definitely been flicking.
Egils, we don't hear you.
It's profanity.
Yeah,
guilt.
sorry.
No, we do.
No, I
yeah.
can hear.
Karom is a flicking game, right?
Yes.
And you touch the piece.
But Karom explicitly says that you kind of put your finger on the piece and then kind of show it. But I guess it goes under flicking games, so I'm not sure how the
Yeah.
rules were
actually haven't
created
played
500 years ago.
Yeah. But I yeah, it's flicking. But yeah, definitely, we just want, you don't need to use the thumb to flick. But I've seen in Karam they flick really. I'm gonna say differently.
I actually,
they put it like and then just with the thumb kind of sideways. I don't know if you've seen
but
it.
in ICECOOL, my approach has always been also with playing with friends is that it can be like shove-ish as long as your hand doesn't move together with the penguin. So if it's just your hand is static and your finger just moves, then you kind of don't look how long it moved with the penguin and released it. But if you already move your hand with it, then it's kind of just showing. So that's where I put the rule. That I think we did it the same in the championships, that your hand must be static and your finger
Okay.
can move as much as it can. I'm pretty sure the rule went as that. So.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, that's a good rule. That's a good rule. Jew is asking, how was cooperation between Reinis Pētersons and designers? Were there any requests towards art that Reinis was angry, not happy about changing in the artwork? Well, Reinis,
That's a question to
question,
Reinis.
Yeah. Please, let's settle this now. You can just tell
Reinis,
everything. You think.
at least
This-
No, actually, there were very many changes, but I like them because every change was for the better, and making something more logical or more clear, or yeah. So
but Reinis
that's
with-
part of the process to make the better end product or the design result or how it will look. So there is no place for, let's say, personal ego or becoming attached to some minor detail or something. The most important thing is that it would be the best possible result by everyone's opinion. So yeah.
a technical thing. Is it just me or is Reinis video frozen for
Yeah,
everyone?
Reinis' video is frozen. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Well, we can see the still image of
I-
a past time.
Well,
but
I
I
can see
actually,
Reinis.
But you
No.
can hear me?
We can hear you,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
your
we can
video is
hear.
frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I can try reconnecting.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yep. Edgars?
no, I wanted to build up on that question, but then I guess we need to get
Oh, I have to
have
wait.
Reinis back. So
Okay.
I just
He's-
got curious.
So we can say everything we mean now until he's back. It's like that guy. Andres asks us, when was the last time we played ICECOOL for fun, not for work? Do you have house rules for this game?
Oh,
Today,
no, we can see.
Today,
Yep.
I played ICECOOL today.
Now everything's fine, Reinis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can I maybe build up on that question to Reinis and then we'll answer,
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
just so I don't forget it. But yeah, Reinis Pētersons. I assume you always can kind of put the professionality in front, but let's say in deep down, have you had like hard feelings that, oh, they are asking to change this thing which I liked so much, and like I believe
No.
you should have,
But
I'm
not on
sure.
this project, because every
Not on
change
that
is a new exploration in some direction, and it's always interesting to take this journey somewhere where maybe at the beginning you only know, let's say, how it should look, but not precisely, and then you explore this direction and you find something also interesting for yourself because you didn't at the start know how it will end or result. So I think it's always interesting to change things, and you can always go back for sure. But yeah, always this is interesting to go and see. Maybe it could be like that or that. So yeah, I like it.
For example, I also remember, I'm not sure if you yourself remember, but with ICECOOL, we had like a complete redesign of the cover. We had like one which we almost had settled on, and then we completely changed it to what it is now.
Mhm.
Or was it still just okay? Job is job.
I think Egils is frozen to me again.
Yeah.
Egils is, yeah, but we can't even
Oh,
hear. Go ahead.
about the ICECOOL covers. Oh yes, we did several of them, but
Because there was the one where the guy was running away with fish
Mhm.
and the
Yeah,
hook
yeah,
chasing them,
yeah.
which we kind of already had announced final, and then it was
Yeah.
complete redesign to
Yeah,
the.
yeah. It was such a long time ago. I really don't remember how it was, but I think it was okay. The illustration didn't become the final one, which would be on every cover, but still, I think the result which was chosen as a final one that was not put there by chance. It was like decision which was made based on some logical reasons, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, you're just being nice right now, right? Just don't wanna say how it is. You're like calling yourself that cow for the best.
But I guess there are I think for any kind of board game there are, I would call them like three sides of so there is one is the artist's view, which would pretty much look like the best visual, like visually the best thing. Then there are the designers who need it to function in the best way possible in the game. So there are restrictions on that. And then there's also the sales argument for you need to be aware of what is your target audience and what would they be more favored with. So you have to find a compromise between all three. And I mean, they not always conflict. Most of the time, they will all agree to one thing, but there could be some kind of small things that, or sometimes big things that, you need to change because one, you need to be sure that all three are happy about the result.
Yeah, but it's important to start with this this marketing, I think, thing, because you can make something very beautiful, but if it's made for different kinds of people, then it won't work. So it's important from which end of this chain you start. So there must be done some research for sure before it's even sketched. Or
Yes, we definitely have to improve on that.
Just get to the end result quicker, yeah. Just know what we want. But it's at least for me, it's always tough to know. It's like in my head, I'm like, yes, this is gonna look awesome, and then when I see it, I'm like, that's not what I thought it's gonna look like. And for me, maybe that's a thing for an artist, since I am definitely not. It is the visualization is much stronger or better. I don't know, Reinis, can you maybe explain yourself as an artist? When you like imagine something, oh, I should draw this, and then when you draw it, how close is the final product to what you imagined in your head before you started drawing?
That's a very good question. I'm also pondered about that myself. Is the process which happens in my head is similar to other guys who draw things, or I don't know. This also very interests me very much. Is can it be that I see the picture in my mind and then my hand is just a tool to put it on a paper or on digital canvas or something? But for me, mostly I have only this very not very precise this vision. I only know direction which I should be going, and then the final result comes as a result of the process that I'm exploring this, I don't know, visual, some style or this setup, what must be drawn. And that's always, as I said before, it's journey, which is interesting. And also I had to discover new things I've not been doing before. And I don't know. It's hard to explain, actually.
But your answer makes a lot of sense, at least to me, because even when we're writing these short stories for the game, or when even when thinking about mechanics, you sometimes have some idea or the direction, but once you start putting it together, then you see how it plays out, and you can see where it takes you. I don't remember from who I had this idea. Was it in like a book or TV series or something? I don't remember who said it, but there was some kind of one person who, I think he wrote a book or something like that, when he didn't know how it will gonna end. He just has these characters, he doesn't know what they're gonna do, he's just writing them and thinking about how they're gonna act in their situations. He has no plan for the story, he's just watching what happens with like the characters that he's created. And it always like kind of resonated a bit to me that I mean, obviously it's good if you have like your end goal inside, but you don't always necessarily have to have it.
Yeah, I on this note also, since you touched upon writing, I feel that I guess for Reinis drawing is like for Neil Gaiman, that Edgars already mentioned, in the case of Good Omens. He said for him writing is like walking through a fog. You just see a couple of steps ahead of you, but you don't know what's like at the end of the road, because it's all in the fog. And while you're walking, you're like, oh, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. And maybe Reinis drawing is for you similar, like, okay, I need to get there, but while you're walking, you don't see a lot ahead until you can get there.
That's interesting analogy. But sometimes it's more clear, sometimes it's more foggy. It depends,
I think the image froze up again for Reinis, at least on my side.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, it did on mine as well.
Okay.
Right,
well, yeah, that's
I'm not
the pleasures of internet.
Okay, but on the lighter note, Andres asked, when was the last time we played ICECOOL for fun, not for work? Egils already mentioned it was today, but you didn't say it was for fun or for work. Was it for fun?
Well, what do you mean for work? I played with my younger son. So
well, I don't know. Maybe you're like researching a new expansion for ICECOOL.
No. Well, actually, yeah, that was kind of. No.
There we go.
It's always both.
I haven't played with him like one-on-one, and he won me actually. It was like probably the third time he played, but when I showed him how the figures move, he got really well at it. And this is again something that I think we should probably improve in how we should somehow try to better communicate to people how the figures move.
Reinis Butāns suggested doing like a tutorial video. I guess we should do that soon, actually. We could put it in the campaign. Okay, but anybody else who has played last ICECOOL?
I definitely played it last year. My wife's sister's kids like it, so we occasionally play.
Okay.
Just for fun, no expansions in mind.
Yeah, I also played it with some people who had it, and they hadn't. I mean, the rules are not that difficult, but they wanted me to teach them the rules. So obviously, it is always better to learn the game from someone who knows it. Well, not always, but it depends on people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And at least I don't have house rules, and unless you count that if, let's say, a very inexperienced player makes like a like a horrible shot, then and maybe like a third horrible shot in a row, then okay, just take another one, especially if it's
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, that is probably the most common house rule. That if small kids are playing and if it's the first time, then you usually let them have a couple of shots. That's for sure.
Like they will still lose, so
Yeah.
why not give them extra shots?
That's a good way of going into. Sorry, kid, you're still gonna lose. You can do the 10th shot in a row. I don't care.
No, you don't say that to them. You
Oh.
just know it.
Oh, that explains so much why I haven't played ICECOOL for a while with my kids. But to be honest, while you were talking, I was thinking I don't remember when's the last time I played ICECOOL for fun.
Well, we should play.
We should definitely.
Oh
play.
yeah.
Well, I'm really looking forward to doing
Good
some
old times.
cutthroat tournaments on Iron
Yeah.
That
Forest.
actually is something
Yes,
we
because
could
that-
easily live stream. Iron Forest
Yeah.
is not very good
Iron Forest
for
not.
live streaming,
Yes,
but
ICECOOL,
ICECOOL is easily
yes.
live streamable.
Yeah.
I challenge you. Yeah.
Okay, you're on. Next week,
Oh,
live
it's
stream.
definitely on.
ICECOOL. Who is the best designer? I mean, playing ICECOOL.
Yeah.
Brian Gomez is. It should be
Okay,
a long game.
I'll take you up on the challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do this. But Reinis.
So this is now YouTube official, yes?
But
Yes.
are we going by the tournament rules that there are no cars?
Yes, of course.
Tournament
This is serious.
rules,
This
yes.
is no joke. At noon, we're playing. At
And you
noon,
have to
right?
win like 3 games.
Okay.
So it might be as well as 9 games total. But
Well, for a video there should be just one. Yeah.
well,
We
the
can do the
one where I
final.
win.
I
the
don't
No,
know.
final.
no, let's do the
Usually, yeah,
final
if
only live. Yeah.
If it's filmed, then it's usually Edgars wins. So we're not gonna film it. We're just gonna tell
Mm.
everybody. No, we're
Usually
gonna
one time.
But Reinis Pētersons, when's the last time you played
I'll
ICECOOL
be
for fun
right back.
and not for work? Have you played ICECOOL for work?
For work, no. I only play it as a game I play with my kids, but not recently actually. It was maybe a month ago. Yeah.
Well, a month
Month
ago,
ago.
did you say? That's not
Yeah.
recently? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, that's quite not as recent as Egils, but that's very recent.
What it is for you guys? Years?
It's for me. It has.
No.
If I
Okay.
if I played a board game within a year, for me it's recently.
Yes, for me as well. But-
I had one question for you guys. Actually, I wanted to ask: what's the game you have, which you really want to play, but it never comes to playing? It's maybe you don't meet the right people to play with, or it's too complicated.
Well, all the
Is there
shrimp
such a
games.
game?
Here we go. I'll start answering this question because I have a game right here. So this is the game I'd really like to play. It's about World War One, and I've had it only for 10 or 11 years, and I haven't played it once.
Oh wow!
So I got it recently, so there's still time. But yeah, that's the longest game in my collection that I have never played, and it's still in my collection, and I'm still hoping that one day I will play it. But yeah,
Mhm.
but I'm obviously I have a problem.
Extreme, yeah.
Yeah, that's
You're an extreme case.
yes. So I guess you other guys go ahead. What are your games that you have had for a while and haven't had a chance to play?
I can say it's definitely not a game I haven't had a chance to play because I played it a lot, but I still always want to play it a lot more. And it's my favorite game of all time, which is the Arkham Horror Living Card game. And I mean, so they keep it's a living card game. They keep putting out expansions a lot, and there's never a case where at a time when I have finished all the expansions that are out. So I would definitely want to play it a lot more because they're doing a fantastic job there, and it just keeps me like always exciting to see what kind of new things they come up with new mechanics and so on. So I think it's a really, really good design.
Wow. So there's no game that you have in your collection that you haven't played.
Well, only aside the couple of expansions for
Yeah. But no, that doesn't count. Yeah. Okay.
Well, there are some obscure games that I've had on like I don't know, from lotteries or something like that I
Okay,
just
nothing
have.
you like bought.
That
or-
does
Yeah,
not
yeah,
count.
yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't
yeah.
count. Okay, that's very good. I'd like to be where you are in life. Doesn't seem likely. But yeah, Edgars, what's the game you have and haven't played?
Well, I'm somewhere in the middle and in your direction because I also like war games, and of course, chance of getting them on the table is not so good. Although I have a one good war game buddy, and we try to squeeze in as much as we can. So it's not that many. I think the longest one sitting on my shelf and still waiting for me to read the rules and play it, it's Path of Glory.
That's the one I showed right at the beginning.
Ah, okay. I wasn't here at the moment, but yeah,
Yeah, it's the one I pulled out
it,
and I said
it's
I
still not very long. I think it's 3 years only.
Oh.
So I have,
that's nothing. That's like the
and
third.
others I think are newer in my collection, so it's not that bad.
So I guess there is some kind of like year count. You need to have it shit in your shelf before you can actually play it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite. It says on the rules. If this hasn't been in your shelf less than 3 years, you are not allowed to play it, and we will know. But maybe we can help each other out at some point, Edgars.
Jānis, we have had this discussion many
Ah.
times. We have even almost arranged sessions, and they never happen.
But yeah, actually
Never.
but another thing on games about not being able to finish them or get to play them is that yeah, campaign games are an issue to me because while I love them, for example, I don't think we will ever finish Gloomhaven or even Pandemic Season 2 because it's yeah, sometimes it's for campaign games it is a problem to get all those plays in.
Egils, should I ask you this question? Because you know you have some games that have been sitting on your shelves for a while, I think. Have you played Twilight
Well-
Struggle ever? 'Cause I know you
No, yeah, that's one of them.
have- I
That's
knew it. See
definitely-
how well I know.
But and that's the thing, yeah, I'm looking at those games, but I don't want to get rid of them. The
No, me
ones that I
neither.
haven't
It's
played.
totally
Because I
fine.
dream about the moment when I
Yeah.
kind of have
You can build the collection for the happy days. It's fine.
yes. I'm building it for the happy days. Yeah, but yeah, that's one of them, and then food chain magnate
Okay.
is another one that is waiting the happy days.
But Reinis Pētersons, you asked this question. Can you answer it yourself as well? What game you had?
For me, it's Netrunner, I think.
The
I
FFG
also
or the
I also printed out this Nisei, which is a next continuation of not official one, but
Mhm.
fan made,
Mhm.
and I've learned the rules. I've watched lots of gameplay videos with it, but I played it only like twice, some year ago or something. I'm still waiting for a chance.
Jānis, do you
So-
remember when we were doing Netrunner videos?
I remember. Yes, that was a really good game.
Oh yeah.
I still have fun
amazing.
memories. And Reinis Pētersons, you should come to our office at some lunch breaks and we can play.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember the rules pretty well actually. I don't think I'll forget them. But yeah, we can try.
It is still my most played game of all time. I think
It is
it's
still
sitting on
Keyforge
yeah
hasn't
yeah, yeah.
taken it over?
Not
Wow.
yet, no. I mean the Netrunner is in like 1,800 games, something like that. So it's gonna be a while for Keyforge. I mean Keyforge is like 1.6 or 4 something. So if it revives, then it will definitely take over.
Mm.
Will it revive?
I
Netrunner?
think so. Yeah. No,
They
I
have-
mean Keyforge.
Keyforge,
Netrunner,
yeah.
no.
Not
Well,
Netrunner.
yeah.
They don't have the rights, I think, anymore for it. It reverted back to Hasbro. But we do have one question that we haven't answered for a while. So, are we surprised that nobody has copied your idea of box in a box? And while we were talking, I actually found one game that does have it, and I saw it like years ago, and it stated that it finally comes out this year, and it's called Arcase. Arcase? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But it's like an Egyptian-themed miniatures game.
Can you
And then
share
you
the
got-
screen?
I think I can for a little bit. Just let me find a good picture.
I'm not sure that we can be completely sure that no one has done it, because like with 4,000 games coming out a year, there is a good chance there is just some unrecognized game that does it. So
That is,
who knows?
That is a very good point. Yeah, that
You
is.
can't follow all of them. Like,
But I can try to quickly. Let's see how it's gonna
but
go.
I guess I'm also about this question. I'm curious that well, yeah, this box in a box. I guess it really
I think
demands
I need to pin so I can see.
also specific mechanics to it. No, because we quite discussed it quite a lot. Because if it's just box in a box that serves as a playing field, then what's the point of the box in a box? So moving
Yeah, just
pieces justifies it.
of course. Yeah, of course. We have a mechanical reason for it. For
Because
example,
that's
this
why
game.
we went away from all of the rules and solutions where the boxes were just, well, playing fields, but without, could have been as well just boards.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. In this game, it just adds to the visual appeal, which is cool. I mean, it does feel
Yeah,
cool,
it's still
like real
cool,
walls and everything, but it has no mechanical purpose to it.
And
But
and
yeah,
I think it's also technologically not as easy to do from the manufacturing process. It's yeah,
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
it is a challenge.
Well, in the beginning it was, but I think now, and I mean there are many games coming out that have the inlay. Well, not in the nesting boxes, but the inner part using kind of the box more from the artwork from the inside.
Name one.
That's a game.
Yeah. You said there's quite a many. Can you name one?
No, but I've seen I've seen this as well. But
I have, well, here in the office we have many games that have them, and those are either soon to be published or ones that are coming out. But there are.
No, I'm just also
I mean,
curious.
yeah. No, I mean.
There's Animal Upon Animal does it, the big version. It's already an older game.
Yeah, that's the one I would know. Yeah, they do from. Yeah, I can't think of one. Well, the one that's on Kickstarter right now, hand-to-hand Wombat. They have the box to put in the pieces, and you actually play in the box. I don't know if you've heard of that game, but it's from the
I
creators.
definitely saw something about Wombats on Kickstarter.
Yeah, they're from the Exploding Kittens. It's a fun concept, yeah, but you can look it up. I'm not gonna explain it, but it does use the box as a playing field, so it's localized, so the pieces don't go flying everywhere. Yeah. Reinis Butāns is asking, how do our wives put up with us, or girlfriends? I guess. I'm assuming the whole board game thing is the question, or just the ICECOOL. Stop talking about ICECOOL and Iron Forest all the time. But I'm gonna assume.
Well, just amazing. There's nothing to put up with.
Yeah, that's not gonna be my answer, but yeah.
well, I guess if Jānis would be able to say that yes, I've played all of these games and I'm doing everything that I want, then yeah, that would be an issue. But I guess there are some compromises.
Yeah, my biggest issue for my wife, biggest issue is this. Like, I'll show you how far it goes. It goes like all the way to the ceiling. And we had a deal that it will never reach the ceiling, and it kind of has. So
what happens now?
I'm not keeping. For now, I'm afraid that one day I'll come home and it's not gonna reach the ceiling anymore. Not because of anything I did. So.
But does your wife know that you have a shelf in the office as well?
Shh. I do not have any shelves in the office with board games. Okay, and they're also up to ceiling there actually. Yeah, but that's my biggest problem. It's just,
well, yeah, I can understand. I don't have a ceiling. Oh no, I do have ceiling, but I have a pile because I don't have a good shelf to put them in. So at the moment they're just piles.
Yeah.
Well, it is an issue also for me. Yeah. Well, I haven't been buying a lot lately, but the shelf space is an issue. But I'm hoping to renovate my country house soon enough, so I'm gonna spend my happy days sometime in the country house playing solo.
Yeah.
No.
No,
but,
I mean playing
yeah.
solo.
Like, why not?
Yeah,
Like, there would be many people who would kill for there.
I do enjoy playing solo quite a bit. I used to a lot time ago. Then I was like, no, but now I'm coming back to solo. Maybe it's with the pandemic or not.
What is
but,
your favorite solo game?
Yeah, wanted to ask.
Wow.
What would you suggest now?
Okay, I'll give you 3 quick suggestions. Okay, because I can't think of one. One is what Reinis mentioned, Arkham Horror card game. Plays fantastically solo. That's the one I've played solo. I like it because there's a story there. Another one that is not a story game is Hadrian's Wall, which is like a roll and write, flip and write game. It's so basically you just open a card, it gives you resource, and then you mark boxes and write on the pages like welcome to or clever if you played any of those games. That's the second one, and the third one would be Seventh Continent, which Reinis Butāns didn't like so much, right? But those would be my top 3 solo games. But I know Edgars Zaķis was. Why am I saying Edgars Zaķis? There are other Edgars here.
Yeah. Mr. Bibbit, you wanted
Mr.
to
Bibbit, yes. Sorry. Mr. Bibbit.
It will stick.
What's your favorite solo game?
Well, it's definitely not my most played because it takes a lot of time, but like the best experience I have had with Mage Knight. Like it plays so well solo. I have had so good plays of it, and I remember one of the games, one of my turns was like 45 minutes, just a single like hand of cards to play out like 7 of them, and it was just such amazing 45 minutes with so many difficult decisions and mind changings. But it's hard to get it to the table. It really takes quite a lot of time.
Yeah, it's
very
really
rewarding.
It's really sad when you have to say that it's very hard to get a game to a table when you would only have yourself to play with, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard to schedule with myself. I'm always busy.
Yeah. No, but it takes just a long time.
No, I know.
That's a Lord of the Rings. The card game is also very well solo. I do like it better in 2 people or even more, but
This is the one I play from time to time. Okay, it's mirrored. But, yeah.
Doom Machine.
Yeah, it's a tiny box. I was gifted this game and I quite like it. It's like super easy to set up, super easy to play. You just roll some dice and yeah.
Yeah, wow. Has Reinis Pētersons played ever a solo board game or played any board game solo? I want to hear, because we're all gamers, so obviously we've done all crazy things with games. But has Reinis Pētersons played any solo game? Solo board game.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah,
I understand the question, but nothing comes to mind now.
Okay, that's okay. You're normal. You don't have to worry about that. Most people haven't. I'd actually say most gamers haven't. I'd say it's a kind of a specific sub category of gamers playing solo. We do have a question about can you name one specific thing that came from each of you specifically, uniquely in creating Iron Forest or ICECOOL, if that transferred? Reinis Pētersons, go first. What did you add to creating ICECOOL and Iron Forest?
I can answer what I enjoy the most. That would definitely be the designing the different Meccas.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were gonna say art. That's what you added to the project, but
of course, everything else too. But the most enjoyed.
Yeah,
we haven't done any art, just to be sure.
Yeah, we haven't.
So
not any that has made into
not
any that has made into the final production, at least. But yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, obviously, yeah. We just gave Reinis a direction, but the Meccas has come from, and the kind of. We'll come back to this question real quick, and we also slowly have to finish up. But there's another question: why did we choose these 4 animals for your Meccas? And so that kind of ties into this. Why did we choose these 4 animals? I think rabbit was the first one we chose, right? That was kind of without even thinking.
I think some of them were just like animals that appear in pop culture, so they just kind of fit immediately. Like the first ones, definitely.
Yeah.
I think rabbit was really unanimous.
Well,
Yes, it was.
well, I think we wanted each to be a bit kind of also with its own unique character. So we wanted some. So there had to be one that's with wings, that's more flying, and a predator and a not so predator. And so yeah, I don't know, but I think we also wanted them to be of the same kind of same habitat. So there are no polar bears or something like that. That would be just, I guess, yeah, ones that would when you see them together, you would feel like, yeah, I can see that this works.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was also a rabbit was the first thing, and nobody even objected to that. But I guess we tried them to be as different as possible. Like,
Yeah.
But
wolf
we
and
didn't
fox.
answer. We didn't answer Jew question.
Which question? Yeah, we didn't. So we're coming back to that. We were talking about Meccas. So I know why you wanna go back to that question. Well, Egils.
No. Well,
But no. What did you add to this project? Go ahead. Go ahead. You want me to say? I can say that. Do you want me to say?
No.
I'll say. No, okay, you say it then.
Well, no, you say it.
Okay,
You
I'll
say it.
It's the
Because
box
you
box
were
thing.
you.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Because you were the one who who were so against it, as you
Yes.
are for many of my ideas.
I thought it was silly, to put it mildly. A box in the box. Egils thought of the box in the box thing because at the beginning we only had like borders that you would put on the table and play, and then Egils thought of the box in the box thing, and I thought that's silly. That's no. Well, I'm glad I was wrong, and but that was my first reaction. Yeah. But I who else added?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't really put my finger on like anything so particular.
Me neither.
Well,
but I think Reinis.
I have a very vivid memory.
Yeah,
I
Reinis is the one guilty of the wobbly pieces, I think. in the
Yeah,
game, right?
well, partly
Well-
guilty, but yeah, I specifically remember the moment when our office was where Baron Stores is right now, and we were playtesting one game, and we were starting to take it in so many different ways, and we were just having fun with it, and we were doing some random stuff, and then one thing led to another, well, we pretty much, we were supposed to play test one game, but while doing that we started to do many kinds of different things, and then at some point I brought in pieces from another game, and then we saw that, oh, this is quite fun.
And just to point out, I think we should credit that game and that game designer as well more because
Well, we have done it
those
also.
pieces.
yeah.
But this
I don't remember what the name of the game was.
Chronic Beanchen,
Yeah, it's an Amigo
Okay.
game.
Rainer
Okay.
Knitz, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Those were the inspiration for the pieces. Well, if we're doing crediting, should we credit another game for the launcher then?
Yes.
For Iron First? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
It's Coconuts. I don't know who the author is, but it's by Korea Board Games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's one of when you say when you have this, that you remember that you were kind of not understanding the box in the box. I was, because I played Coconuts and I was like, no, that launcher doesn't work. It's completely different mechanic. There's no way it works. And then you say, no, try it. And I'm oh fuck, oh damn, it works really well. Yeah. So the designs are, yeah.
So pretty
And
much
that was
Egils and Reinis Butāns created School, right? Edgars. We're just they needed 4 people, so we
Riding the wave.
yeah, pretty much so. No, I remember how Edgars was in the charge of
In
of,
high school, it was mathematics and
yeah, definitely,
yeah,
yeah.
lots of-
But you were also at that time you were the developer of the whole thing. You were responsible for putting the rulebook together and just managing the
well,
art.
that was
And,
just part of my job. It wasn't
yeah,
like
but it was
was
a
for ended.
happy coincidence, right? That you were an author and
course.
a developer,
the happiest
right?
incident.
But yeah, we do have to finish up. And Reinis has drawn 3
Yeah,
Meccas.
it's amazing.
wow, amazing.
Really, really cool.
Which one, Reinis, do you like the most of all 3 that you've created?
The tank.
Yeah, mine actually would be the angry bird mech, the one's like squinting. I know he's not
Uh-huh.
squinting; it's like a, you know, but it feels like he's
Ah,
I think I would also go with that one. Yeah,
ready to pounce. Yeah.
but I do
It's
like the
probably
others.
less practical.
And I do like the chill out penguin that is like standing against the Lego. That the whole thing could be a poster for some kind of really cool anime. Yeah. So very cool, very cool. Maybe we should do something with these during the campaign.
Should we?
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
But we'll update you during the campaign on what and if anything we're gonna do with these. But we do have finish. So does anybody you have any last questions that you'd like to ask before we finish up?
Well, I do. I might do. Or I might. I want to show you. Yeah, Reinis had this idea. If we put up LED lights on the Iron Forest, yeah, and I did.
Yeah, that was when we
the other
demoed.
day. Yeah. I just want to show you. Let me switch off and it looks really, really cool. So this is another reason why we maybe should also think of how does it look in the camera?
Turn
Yeah,
all the lights off.
all the lights off.
Yeah.
But then you won't be able to play on the second floor.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it looks cool. Yeah.
It looks really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about weird ideas. Well, another from my side, what I wanted to always implement, I just want to show you,
Yes.
is
Let him
this
loose.
piece.
Yes.
Egils is just
So-
like throwing it like this. What else do you have? What else?
Well, well, yeah, no,
Yeah,
next
but
time.
that-
Next time.
yeah.
No, but what I wanted to ask actually is, do you have any wild ideas that could be?
I'm trying to pin this. Yeah.
Oh, he escaped.
Yeah,
Oh, Egils, he escaped. Oh, no, he's back. We should do like a live stream, 24-hour live stream of Hexback running through the world. But yeah, we do actually have on the last update, we asked for people's ideas. There are many and really cool ones. We will review those and get back to you on which ones we'd like to do and when. But thank you all for watching. So we'll be finishing up now. I was Jānis. I'm Jānis.
You were young. Yeah.
Then we had Edgars. We had 2 Reinises, one who drew 3 Meccas and the other who's the author, and we had Egils with the super pimped out Iron Forest.
Thank
but
you.
anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, and let us know if you'd like to see more of these, and see you in the campaign. Right?
And I guess we're doing the challenge next week.
Yes,
The competition.
ICECOOL. Once and for all, who's the best ICECOOL
Yeah.
player from all Brian Gomez's?
We'll see.
Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting the campaign, most of all. And see you in the Kickstarter. Bye.
Bye.
Right.